this new plant.
Every pertinent risk potential is looked at and checked.
Bioreactors?
That can be a bit tricky.
In case of a fire,
It can mean the immediate loss of production facilities.
this is a major setback for any customer, and we needed a solution.
Every business can experience a serious incident. There were no signs of any technical problems during the flight. Our business report states that stocks were set to open lower today as investors awaited some reports on the nation's job picture. The market ended little change last week as investors in tech and telecom, along with
Alain?
Vimal, you have a minute?
Yeah, sure. Alan Bianco, a relationship leader from our London office, contacted me in July 2006.
Listen, I also have Jane Foster from Underwriting and Craig Duncan from Claims on the line.
Hi, guys.
As a Zurich relationship leader, I am the go-to point for customers responsible for leading our team of underwriting, claims and risk engineers right from the start of customer engagement.
Zurich's global team of underwriters sets the terms and price for the insurance policy. But to do this effectively, they need to draw on the experience of claims colleagues who deal directly with customer losses and from the experience of our risk engineers, who are working very closely with customers to better understand and manage their risks.
Vimal and Craig, can you please check your mail? Jane and I just came back from Premium Mills, and Jane has mailed you the plans and specs for a new Premium Mills production facility. Vimal, we need you to do a review of this new plant.
Premium Mills, a major food processing company, UK-based, with production facilities all around the world. Premium Mills has been a key customer for Zurich for over a decade now. Jane gave us a quick brief. The plant area was approximately 50,000 square metres, 350 employees, 700 tonnes output per day, and the waste treatment facility included 2... Did you say bioreactors?
Yeah, 2 bioreactors. Why?
Have you received any data on their fire sprinkler system?
Biological waste systems in combination with a fire sprinkler system. That can be a bit tricky. Although foam is one of the most reliable extinguishing agents, in some cases, some of the components of the foam can cause more damage than the actual fire itself.
Craig, have you guys from Claims ever dealt with a similar issue?
I'll see what we have on this.
In the 5 years I've been working with Premium Mills, I had already done several assessments in conjunction with their risk manager.
There's only one way for Zurich to provide the most relevant insurance solutions. We need to understand our customers' business so we can precisely identify, assess, and minimize their cost of risk.
That's why at Zurich we have a network of risk specialists around the world who are hired directly from industry. These industries include chemical and pharmaceutical, construction, food and beverage, energy, just to name a few.
I started off looking at the construction plans for the facility, verifying that the construction was suitable for both the customer and Zurich's own requirements in terms of safety and fire protection.
When I say understand our customers' business, I mean that virtually every pertinent risk potential is looked at and checked.
Through such processes, we can uncover many hazards that could adversely affect their business and ultimately their bottom line.
The projected environmental exposure from the plant was well within acceptability. The filter system that Premium Mills had opted for was, although an expensive choice, the right long-term investment, especially in times when governments all around the world are implementing tighter environmental regulations.
At Zurich, we constantly monitor the risk landscape, keeping track of any regulatory developments on both a global and local scale, so we can provide customers with the right advice or recommendations, regardless of their industry or location.
While going over the fire protection specs days earlier, something struck me as odd. They were using a synthetic firefighting foam in their spring system called AFFF, and from reading the construction plans of the facility, all the used liquid streams were channeled into the wastewater treatment plant. So in case of a fire, the AFFF foam from the spring system will also end up in the bioreactors, and the AFFF could potentially harm and poison the enzymes in the bioreactors, hence stopping the waste treatment plant and shutting down the plant. And on top of that, once these biological enzymes are destroyed, it could take up to 6 months to rebuild the biocultures in the reactors, causing the whole plant to shut down for that time.
Every business can experience a serious incident. When this does happen, it can mean the immediate loss of production facilities, which usually leads to a business interruption.
And this business interruption, of course, has its effect on your revenue, your share price, your customers, employees, and ultimately your reputation. Crises are not always preventable, but their impact can be significantly reduced through a business continuity plan. However, it's important that you have your plan in place before an event happens.
I had to call Alan, our relationship leader, and Jane from underwriting to brief them. Yeah, 6 months. Yeah. So there we had it. In case of a fire, even a small fire, the biological waste treatment plant would not operate for 6 months, putting the plant out of business for that time. This is a major setback for any customer, both economically and emotionally, and we needed to find a solution. Immediately I consulted with my colleagues from Risk Engineering and Craig from Claims to get their opinion. As I suspected, they came to the same conclusion as me: usage of a film-forming fluoroprotein foam, or FFP.
It's a different type of foam that is protein-based, is more environmentally friendly, and would not harm the bioreactor.
I told Alan and Jane how we could solve the fire foam / bioreactor problem. Yes, FFP is the right type of foam. Yep. And by the way, these bioreactors are also vulnerable to other hazards like loss of air supply, loss of power supply, maintenance failures, and so on, all resulting in the same production interruption. Yeah.
It was now important that we recommend a business continuity plan to Premier Mills and sit down with them and work it out together, so they didn't have to face business interruption should the waste treatment facility fail.
So Alan set up a meeting with Premium Mills and we presented our risk assessment. They were quite surprised that this was not spotted earlier by their contractors, so we immediately started to work on the business continuity plan with them. Yeah, I guess you could say that in the end we found the weakest link and helped our customer a great deal by identifying, assessing and minimising the cost of risk of their production facility and keeping them in business.
In a world with increased change and interdependencies, risk management expertise is needed more than ever to help protect a company's bottom line, its reputation, and readiness for the unexpected. Our team of dedicated specialists works very closely with our customers to help them prevent losses and all the distresses and uncertainty that follows after any kind of a major incident. It's a win-win situation.